will continue. Previous slides stop somewhere in the middle of this slide. Let's try to review the first slide again. So there was phases of industrialization or revolution. So force is coming. They are expecting that. Another picture of or stage of industrial revolution. This is from first revolution, and it starts around 15th, 16th century. And behind them is technological innovation. So you can expect that behind every industrial revolution, there has been a technological background. Technology pushes such a revolution. Agriculture too. Surplus, food surplus, and population surplus gives you development of cities. So first revolution around early 19th century. And more food and these extra workers of agricultural industry go to cottage industry. And that gives you the factory. So this is explanation by Nicholas Negroponte of MIT. His division of Manufacturing Society and Information Society. And this is about muscle and brain and IT industry. And he is talking about which one is more important or indispensable. And also surplus industrial changes. The disadvantage or problem of IT industry or society is fluctuation is big. We are experiencing economic fluctuations. It's bigger than before. This is another slide similar to Industry 4.0. Another one, simpler. I'm trying to explain more about artificial intelligence rather than CPS. CPS also include AI inside there, but this is more about virtual space, cyberspace. The cyber and physical is two concepts behind. This is two idea behind the CPS. So there is a VR behind this, right? This is a real world. This is virtual world. So GE, they talk about digital twin. That is similar concept as CPS or cyber. We'll see more about this. Service industry, that is third sector of the economy. First sector was mining, agriculture. Second sector was manufacturing. So it's the first revolution, industrial revolution, second industrial revolution. And then I guess I stopped around here, right? So Ford is a famous automotive company. In 1927, around 100 years ago, there has been a world's biggest factory. Name of that factory was Rouge, and that Rouge factory is still there in Detroit area, but that site is used as a museum rather than factory. Ford Museum. But one corner of that museum is still factory. They are producing a pickup truck there. When I was there, and the factory produce steel plate inside the factory. Not anymore in this day, right? GM, Toyota, or Hyundai, they do not produce steel plate themselves. So you can think about outsourcing. That was a big change from 100 years ago. So outsourcing. T1 car of Ford company was at that time, 100 years ago. That is very famous car. They started the concept of mass production using conveyor belt. And that factory of Ford was the employee at that time at one site of factory was 100,000 people working together at one site. And that factory has a steel mill and also glass factory inside that site. So that's why it is world's biggest complex at that time. I guess probably China have such a big one, but he is saying no anymore. China is big one. All image for India. Now this concept is changed to mass customization. Now the industry 4.0 is talking about personalized production. That is one step further than customization, mass customization. Customization is personal fitting, right? Custom made, custom tailor. If you go for a suit, to buy a suit, you can choose from a factory made, ready made standard suit, or you can go to a tailor made or custom made, order made shop. Right? They measure your size at several times. So customization is for every person. You can think about options you are doing when you buy something, your PC or notebook, or never having by chance to have a car or house if you are, but as the size is bigger and money is going up, the option items can be more items. Right? But I think mass customization is even Ford company at that time, this idea behind mass production is the same car, same T1 car, no option, same specification, same property is made tens of them same car, one day, one factory through the conveyor belt. But now even in Ford company, the conveyor belt along the conveyor belt, the cars are a little bit different. They have different options. When you buy a car, you can select your options, say color, automatic or manual, the gearbox, or air conditioning, audio system, or interior. The seat is covered by what type of texture. So that kind of optional items, even though I buy a same, say, Sonata, but each car has different ownership, order made, and options are different. So that kind of thing is happening even in modern factory. We call this is domestic. And that says the diversity of differences are growing. So into the personalized products. We'll see them. For the assembly line, 100 years ago, left-hand side, and this is a factory assembly line of Hyundai Motors. I cannot see any person inside. I guess this is a time of lunchtime, something like that. But you can. Have you been to assembly line? Sometime you have a chance to visit automotive or which car?
Not automotive.
Not automotive one.
What? Not automotive companies.
Then which assembly line have you been?
Switch gears and switch gears and pumps. Other machines. Machine system.
Machine, what kind of machine?
Huge water pumps.
Water pump. So usually the companies, especially automotive companies, separate tour courses. They open to public. You can visit any time, but maybe you need to have a reservation. But they every day they have a guided tour around, especially on assembly line. So if you have a chance to, better to go there. Anyway, the number of persons working on the assembly line is dramatically reduced now. This is lunchtime, but there are some persons, but probably one person per car can expect around that. But now there are so many people are working in a condensed mode. So we can say that productivity is grossly measured by production per person. Productivity, there is a equation for calculating productivity, but roughly saying how much you produce per person by one person. So we can say that tens of productivity is increased because of the automation. Oversupply, supply again, oversupply. The increase of data over internet world doubles every 100 days. Doubles. Giga, tera, I don't know the word they are using, but doubling is an explosive increase, right? Not steady increase, explosive increase. So you can say that 1 year is 350 days. Then even 1 year, the data of the world is 8 times bigger than previous year, right? So how can you manage that? So Google is trying to increase their hard disk. How big hard disk they need every year. Overproduction of foods that create first revolution, and then comes with cars. There are so many cars of production around the world, more than enough, right? More than enough. Cars are available now. The production and capacity is different. Production, capacity. One factory can produce maximum capacity can be say 100 car per day, something like that. But they control the rate of production due to the order is coming. Sometimes the order is big, then they produce maximum capacity. If there are some low order, number of order is decreasing, then they reduce the production rate. So if you count all the car production capacity around the world, it can be 3 times more than the real world market size. Overcapacity is the problem. And then that gives you change. So at the first time generation of industrial revolution, food surplus was coming. Now it comes with cars surplus, more than enough capacity. Now it times change to information surplus. Flooding of information. Many people are saying too many information is coming to us. Video, TV, internet, smartphone. But how can you handle this? So every time you see that surplus, it is to change in social. What will be the social change according to the oversupply of information? What is your expectation? What can be the next phase of industrial changes? Personalized production. So overcapacity, oversupply. Supplier market or buyer market. Who has the power? Who has the power? Supplier has the power or buyer has the power? Nowadays, buyer or supplier? The marketplace, who has the power? More power. Supplier. Buyer. What is your choice?
I don't know exactly, but in case of iPhone, in case of iPhone, supplier market is.
Supplier has because buyers are making a queue to buy them.
Yeah.
That's why. But that is only for the beginning of the sales. Now you can buy old version of iPhone anytime. For a short period of time, you are right. I want to show this one first. Right? This is trying to provide some water or food. I don't know. Inside. But they are waiting for supply. Right? That happens sometimes, especially in old days. This picture is coming from Korea, I guess. And Korean War days. Around Korean War. I'm not sure. I got this picture. But anyway, who has the power in this case? Supplier. Same as he's talking about iPhone supply. People are waiting for supply. If the goods are not enough, then supplier has the power in old days. So when the Ford's logistic plant produced mass production idea as a T1 car production, at that time the supply was not enough than the needs. Okay? That's why many people, most of people waiting for car delivery. Do you have any experience on them waiting for any product or any other things, materials? Waiting for. Do you have any experience on that?
I'm not sure this, I'm not sure if this example applies, but if you cannot find something around you, order it from Amazon or Gmarket, you have to wait for it because it's not available around you. Not sure if that's relevant.
Sometimes there's a mismatch and provider and right. It's similar to iPhone, especially early stage of sales. At the beginning of sales, there's a mismatch between need and supply and demand. Right. But when say you are in the age of surplus already, right? Your age, but my age was different. I was born in just after Korean War. Well, I may not remember many because I was too young to remember. But when I was in elementary school, there has been some food supply from the government to some of the students, not all of the students. Some of the students could not bring their lunchbox. Then they got some. Another experience was the telephone. When I was in around middle school, telephone was very expensive and shortage of supply. So that the price of telephone means not smartphone, telephone for home, cable telephone was very expensive at the time. And there is some secret trade of telephones, especially the line, not the device. The telephone number was very expensive. And then that's why the Korean government developed a digital exchange machine or telephone exchange switching box switching. Now, most of goods are oversupply. Even food, normally oil is not good enough. But nowadays, oil is also supply, so that oversupply, that the price is going down. But some special resources, scarce resources, maybe not enough, but most of them more than enough. So that market is changing from at Ford's Rouge factory T1 car stage, that was supplier market. People are waiting for their cars as before. But now is things changing, the buyer has the power. So you can choose from many options. You have a smartphone from Samsung, Apple, Toshiba, Sony, right? You can buy what you want. So the producers, the suppliers need to adapt to, or how can get the mind of the buyers is important. Then 100 years ago. So that gives a big change in the market and factories. So customers came. That's why we are going to mass customers rather than mass production. 100 years ago, Ford T1 car production, they don't need to have such an optional providing option for our customers. They need to produce one more car, as many as they can do. Right? That is the most important thing I think. Now it's changed because buyer is very changing his mind. One day he wants to buy a red colored, the other day, next day, he changed to buy a blue color. So it's not easy. Now marketing also, the AI is coming and deep learning is coming because of the surplus of information. Okay. This is the old story of suppliers market. Right? This one is coming from a book of Revolution. New paradigms are market and society needs. In old days, handcraft production was around up to 1913. That is around the T1 car. Ford developed mass production of conveyor belt. So industrial revolution is first revolution and second revolution is around here. So at the time it was a craft production, manual manufacturing of say shoes and tailor-made, right? And then it is changed to mass production because of the conveyor belt. And also that is supplier market. Still is supplier market. Everybody want to buy, but the supply was not enough. Demand is bigger. But it changes. So customer need is growing in this way, so they need to provide heterogeneous product. Probably at the beginning of handicraft production, only say high social position people, say king or queen, and that kind of person buy some special goods and shoes and custom. But in this area, the growth of population in cities are big, so that customer need is still big, but product volume per variant is not so big. Now it changed to market size because of the buyer's market, because of the overproduction of car or smartphone. You changed to mass customization there. But this acceleration to the personalized production. Regionalization means the factory goes to local city, near the local city. That means, how can I say, smartphone. The Apple iPhone. Who is making that iPhone? Which factory? Where iPhone is made? China. Most of them, right? Taiwan and China. First was the company is Taiwan company. The factory is in China now. Right? I can't remember the name of the company. Which company? Can you write down Chinese character? But anyway, iPhone, most of them is produced in China by a company of Taiwan, right? And then delivered to everywhere around the world. How about Samsung? You know where is the production of Samsung smartphone is made? Very small amount now. 70% is produced in Vietnam. Final assembly. Samsung smartphone. But things are changing nowadays. Is regionalization means smaller factories, not big factories. This is a big factory now, right? Big factory. Most of the production is made in several places. Only few places of China and Taiwan or Vietnam, right? Now it goes again back to local small factories. They call you can think about 3D printing. 3D printing. You can make product at your home, right? If it's working in the future, not nowadays, but the trend will be changing. If you have a good 3D printing which can produce your smartphone, if the 3D printing machine can produce your smartphone, then you can do in your home, right? Or in, say, near your home place or city. That is the idea behind this one. Less competing, more competition. This is supplier demand market. So supplier competitive to what? Variable demand. So this is saying oversupply. So customer has a big power here in this space, and market is steady demand. There's more demand, so that supply has the power. So you can do a mass production. So the product volume per variance. So one single model has bigger production. Single model, same model, same specification, many production. That we call the mass production. But this is a personalized production. Question.
What is correct production?
Sorry? Correct.
Correct production.
Craft production. Craft production. Craft production is handmade, custom made or tailor made. They use different wording here. No. This here. Cottage industry. Use this word. Craft production is a handmade. If you go for a shoemaker, small shoemaker, they made a shoe by hand, right? We call this as craft production, or tailor-made of your suit. Craft. One by one.
I don't know why there is more supply.
No, not more supply. More.
The location is.
Oh, okay. At that time, demand was very small. Only higher position, social position people has money and time to buy that kind of handmade shoes or these things. Nobody can buy because it is very long time to make one shoes. So it is very expensive comparing to the, say, food at that time. But it is very specialized goods. So the demand and supply, so the demand is very low. Any other questions? So that time is probably, you can say that older made. Musician also similar, right? The king ordered to provide the music to Mozart, right? For his birthday something. And he paid money to him. So it's an older made. So craftsman start his work when there is order from some higher position people. So there was no marketplace. There was no marketplace. Alright? So, craft production is same book is saying that craft production in which each product is designed and made for a particular customer, king or the king. So effectively it's a market of one person. One person order to create the music for my birthday. And then it changes. Mass production because population grows, economy grows, and city is growing. At that time there is no city, in which only a few or early stage of city, in which only a few models are made. Few models, not many models. No options. Not many colors. Only 2 or 3 colors. You should choose one of them. Few models are made, assuming there will always be enough funds. They are waiting for supply. I heard, I never been to there, but the communism industry, China was then in old days, right? Because there are not so many supply. Also, government controls supply. That's why in communist nations. So always enough funds. So you should wait. Mass customization, mass production in which customers select product from a list of available options. Because of what? Because of the oversupply. Too many factories. Small number of factories. Now it is very similar, but it is one step further. The personalized production, a segment of global manufacturing in which product options are designed by the customer. Designed by the customer. You can design yourself. 3D printing, you can think of 3D printing in the future. You can design your smartphone if that 3D printing can progress. Sold and then produced on advanced manufacturing. Right, so role in 4 paradigm, craft production, what is it? It's an order, you can say order. No, customer is here. This is craftsman. Craftsman provide his skill, and customer order, then this is order made. Personalized design for him, for the king, and then handcrafted. But in mass production years, manufacturers design. Ford's company designed T1 car. Probably they have some market survey to design for them, but not custom. Market survey, right? So then make as many as possible and then sell, because there are so many waiting people to buy. High demand, so they need to wait for the product. Things are changing because of the overcapacity, then manufacturers should fit to the customer need. So they provide many options, many colors, and sell. But because of the sellers are many, so you can choose from different sellers: Samsung, Apple, Sony, right? And then they make based on customer optional selections, so that the factory configuration is very complex in that case. So now we are changing from here to here, around in this stage now. So factory you are visiting, if you have a chance, is much complex inside. Because you think about this, conveyor belt is coming, but each car is different. Audio system is different. The seat leather is different. Color is different. or gearbox is different. Right? But then you should assembly that the correct audio system to this car. The next car is different audio system. Should have a supply from the supplier of audio system. And stacking over there. This stack is for this car, and this second stack is for the next car. How can you manage that kind of supply of different options? So it is very complex behind this. And then it is coming more there. So manufacturer design architecture. Architecture means framework and modules. Module means say aircon module, or brake system module, suspension module, interior module, or dashbox module, audio system module, and then different modules you can select. And framework means the baseline of the car. This is Sonata class. This is Avanta class. Or it's a little bit smaller car. Avante class. Or similar K7 class, or in DI, K5 class, or K3 class. The size is different, the engine size. So we can say the framework, architecture, class, size class, and then different models. And customer, here you choose options, but you can have some design, kind of design, but not in baseline. You don't know about the brake system or suspension system on tire, right? But you can think about your say audio system, and also one step further than options. And then question. Right? Do you get my emails? Do you get my emails? Yes? Did not check. Anyway, you get my email. Alright, so we can go on to then so this is the course about step and e-business. E-business can transform to copy the idea of e-business to engineering. So this is the book about step, the grand experience, edited by Sharon Komura. It is a lady, probably around my age. She is working on NIST. NIST was U.S. Department of Commerce, Technology Administration, National Institute of Standard and Technology. That is a NIST. So they, NIST is one of the big founder of that step standard. So this is chapter name of that book. We are trying to cover about most of them, but in a reduced manner. So this is about history of STEP. So one is the product data exchange, and then how they develop the standard, cycle of consensus. Consensus means the standard is made by ISO. ISO is International Standard Organization. So every country is coming to make a standard because it's international. So there should be a voting. Same as you're raising your hand, right? Voting for yes or no, right? So it needs consensus. Otherwise, you cannot make it. So it takes time. Every nation has one vote, same as the UN. One vote. So it's a little bit political ones are technical and also political because of this voting system and country by country. Block of countries has more French, right? French. Say EU has more closed themselves, right? So they push some new standard, but the other block may push another. Let's say, let me say it this way: CDMA, is it right? CDMA for your smartphone. GSM, European standard for smartphone. I'm using as correct wording. Nobody knows about this. CDMA. Do you heard about CDMA? No? No. CDMA. Have you heard about CDMA? No? Okay. All right. And what else can we see? This is technology behind the smartphone, CDMA. Who is making the CDMA? The company name? Who is making CDMA? The famous company. Then I need to provide another slide for you. GSM is another competing standard for smartphone that is used in Europe. CDMA is popular in Asia and also United States. So different system. But so about say before iPhone was developed in 10 years old, less than 10 years old. When was the first time of iPhone? Before then, there was also we called a handphone rather than smartphone, and mobile phone, right? Mobile. At that time, when I was visiting Europe, I should change my phone because of the system. Now, the smartphone gives you two chips inside. One for CDMA, one for GSM. So you don't worry about this. So you don't. But the standard behind it. I should provide another example. Alright, so building blocks of steps, so the component of step is building blocks. And modeling, product data, the modeling of the information, modeling or product modeling. How can you make product data? So there is a special information modeling methodology, information modeling. Have you heard about UML? Have you heard about UML? Yes. UML? Nobody? Only one? But in Transcad, I'm asking you to make a UML diagram. Never had a chance of UML diagram. Do you know what is the full name of this one?
Unified modeling.
Unified modeling. This is one of the language for information model, object-oriented information model. That we are saying model. This is all about information standard, right? Information exchange standard. So we need to have a modeling, information modeling method. That's why UML is also used. Inside step is there is another language called Express. Express G is a geometry or gravity. This is similar or competing to UML. Right? If you know about UML, then you can expect that Express is similar level. They don't have any idea of UML. Alright, and then sharing and exchanging means information about the information. Say database. Database is for sharing. Oracle database system. You can think about banking system. Your account or bank account. That information inside your bank account should be shared by many people, especially shared by the bank and yourself. Right? So that is a real-time sharing. Should be real-time sharing. If I say has different time to money in and money out using smartphone or banking machine or other way of using credit card, there should be one single data storage. Right? What the question is, right? So then it should be a sharing. Exchange is something like email exchange. So it is offline or not real time, or file exchange, file-based exchange. Email is, you can say, message-based or file-based exchange. Not same time. But it should be, your account system should be real time. Right? Sharing. So you can think about database is for sharing, files for exchange. User perspective. How can you use your product model standard for your industry or your life or living? So that is important. So that we will see that application protocol. That is the most important application in step work. Application protocol. Chapter 7. So I'll try to move this chapter in earlier stage of your schedule. So that why we need or how can I use step. And conformance and interoperability testing. Every standard should have a test and conformance. Say, what is the important standard? Say, meter, measuring, weight, temperature. How can you show that temperature is 24 now? The room temperature is showing that this is 24. Right? 24. Is it similar to this one? Almost good enough, right? How is sure that this is 24? Who is ensuring that this is correct one or not? How can you check? Who is checking whether this is correct one or not? Who is I buy this one and then put this one, right? Somebody is buy from the market. Well, how can you sure that this measuring is correct? Who is in charge of making such a standard is working around the world, around the country? Government is. for the correctness. Conform, we call this conformance. The law enforces standard for measuring 1 meter, 1 centimeter. How sure that this is 1 centimeter? Kilogram? Somebody's how can I say, cheating by measuring in the say store, right? The measuring device is somehow touched, so that measuring the pumping of gas, sometimes they are cheating, right? Measuring of meat also is cheating sometimes. So that law enforcement, they should catch such a cheating people in the food store. So conformance is also important standard around the world. This is the international standards. And also that gives need to have a testing. Whether this measurement is correct or not. Somebody should test this. Not all of the product, but sampled one should be tested. In the factory, somebody from the government office is visiting the factory and sampling several of them, say once per month, I don't know, or once per year, and select say 10 of them and testing in their test site to make sure that this is correct. And then they have a stamp of them, approved for standard. That is important thing for the standard. Chapter 9, process of how can you vote, the rule for voting, right? How can you start your making? I am now in the process of making one international standard in that community, myself. But how can I start my proposal? And then how many steps I should go for arriving into the real international standard? What kind of standard? Find some elements as a unique one. Not confusing. You say bank account should have a unique identification. Right? Account number, something. Otherwise, confusing with another. Say I put money to my account, but the money goes to another account. That is big trouble, right? So identification is similar to your smartphone number, similar to your website address. Right? That should be unique, right? Otherwise, it goes confusing. But that is only for specially for CAD model, CAD model, geometry model. Question? So the outline, the book, you already see that it was already 15 years ago. But you can get the book. This is a free download site. You can get this whole book from this site. And then electronic commerce. Electronic commerce is similar to electronic business. Electronic commerce. Step 4, electronic business, right? Electronic commerce is an organization inside Japan. JIPDEC is Japan Information Processing Digital something, I don't know. But the organization, sub-organization of Japan translated this book into Japanese language in 2000. So I did it similarly to make a Korean translation. I don't know, 2008 something. And you can see from this. Korea Standard Center for island of automation. Island of automation. It is a construction industry, but it's everywhere. Island of automation. Automation systems do not talk each other. Cannot talk each other. I can talk with you. But sometimes when I'm traveling, I never get to Egypt. I was in Japan. But sometimes it is not easy to talk, right? Because of information exchange. Because of standard word. Okay? We are using English as a standard. But information system. You can see this is a robot for construction of your building. This is a designer company for that building. And this is a engineering design, architectural design is different inside a construction company. They are only talking about, say, outside shape. Outside shape. You can think about that outside shape. So it is more artistic feature of the building. Nowadays, more and more buildings have a say curved shape, right? Not anymore straight lines. Curved shape. So that kind of trend is coming from architectural design groups. Engineering design is for, say, engineers, say, piping, electrical, air conditioning, structural safety, earthquake, right? That kind of thing is done by engineering design group. So you need to have, and there is a real construction people at the field, right? At the site. You need to have a construction. But they do some using computers. They need to have a production planning, quantity calculation needs for budgeting, accounting. How say, I want to build my house. I want to build myself. I want to build my house. So I should have find out building company or building specialist. You should have a contract with them. So inside the contract, what should be the contents of contract? The most important thing is money, right? How much money I can pay. And then when the building my house will be finished. That is two most important. And then probably comes with the description of the house. Right? How many floors, how many rooms, and how many toilet, and other things. Right? So the description is made of bricks or made of wood. So the quantity calculation is important for budgeting. Right? But they are using different systems, software systems, and then they are not talking each other. That is the problem of automation, island of automation. Even inside, say, Hyundai Motors, the one of the biggest group inside Hyundai Motors is engine division. Engine is the most important in a car, right? Engine division. And they use PTC software CAD system Pro Engineer. Now they changed their name. Right? What is it here?
Creo.
They changed Creo. But engine group inside engine, right? But the car chassis and other remaining other car, they use CATIA. CATIA is from Nassau. This company name. They use CATIA. Inside one company of Hyundai Motors. So that these two systems does not talk each other. There is problem. So design data exchange. Different automation systems are being used for different engineering domains. CAD, CAE, CAM, robot, finite element, style design too. Artist. Within one domain, right? To develop a new car, different organizations use different systems. GM, Hyundai, LG, Samsung inside Korea, they use different systems. Parts suppliers use different systems too. First tier, second tier. That's why I showed you last time Chrysler and then first tier company and second tier company. They use different. Life cycle of a product is longer than of software. That is another problem. Nuclear power plant, they operate more than 50 years, but life cycle of a software system, CATIA and Creo life cycle is 20 years. The company disappearing and changing. I should start about this. This is about PLM system. INN is a PLM, one of the PLM systems. I guess this is changed their name, probably. PLM system, the commercial system. This, you can see that how different working are made inside PLM. So you can do work breakdown structure, statement of work, technical performance management, requirement flow down, program structure, product process standard management, PDM, configuration, material, information interface, inventory, manpower, change management, quality, schedule, cost, release. Right? So many work inside PLM. So most of engineering work can be covered by this system. But between them, how can you exchange? So this is, you can see one division of the company inside Hyundai Motors, GM Motors. How can you exchange information between them? They help. The INN is helping to exchange between organizing, management, controlling, information flow between divisions. Question? So, okay, I should show this.